Glad you're here. I'm Stephanie Neal. We're going to be working on chapter 34 in the House of Time. I'm calling this Time Travelers Where You Are. Now, this activity, you will experiment with time in the city where you live. Take a day and be as aware as possible of your location, your house, your farm, your apartment, wherever you live. Immerse yourself in the here and now. For some, this is easy, and others, it isn't. The next day, intend to be aware of the same place as it was 50 years ago. Even if you have lived in the same place for 50 years and may think you know how it looked, do this exercise anyway. Then, as you go through your day, feel as if you are in the time period, asking your spirit guides and your ancestors to help you with this exercise. Relax and go about your day. From time to time during the day, try to see the little details this place exhibited as it was then. What can be accomplished with this exercise? This is your question to answer. You may spontaneously find yourself seeing something as it was then, or actually being in that time period, even briefly. When you go to bed after doing this exercise, try to astro travel to this same time period where you are now. Compare what you experience astrally with what you experienced during the day. Then spend the next day comparing what was on your first day in the present, the second day in the past, the astral travel in the same past, and now today in the present. Has anything changed? Have you changed? Has your nature changed? Your outlook changed? Are your hopes and fears different? Are you more focused or a little more confused? Do you see any type of connectivity? Now go through the same process, but this time you are traveling back 100 years. Continue with this journey, going back in many different time spans, 20 years, the day before you were birthed. Now time overlaps. Crystal stated, quote, "Time is not separated as firmly as we think. I have read of different people having what they consider as an experience of ghosts, where they could hear what seemed to be a party, that they could smell the food and hear the people talking. I believe they experienced a thinning of the walls of time, where an actual party was going on." Close quote. So with the next exercise, practice feeling that all time is now and that you are separated from other times only by your focus on this time. I know that's a mouthful. After you have had many experiences in the multidimensional transit point and have grown from doing these various time exercises, return again to the house of time through those all too familiar double doors of the transit point and see how this visit is different from your very first visit. Are you aware of more detail? Are you aware of more beings or people in the temple that you did not see before? Have these beings and individuals changed? Do you sense more opportunities to learn now that you are remembering and becoming more and more aware within this house of time? You will see your loving time guide waiting for you once again to now take you to experience time and beyond time again. It is time to go beyond matter, space, and time. All this and more may be done in meditation, dreamland, astral travel, or dance, and yet remembering all this is inside. Now the witness. A few physicists have come to the same conclusion as some individuals that practice metaphysics such as paganism, shamanism, and world walkers. Time, as we know it, is pliable, false construct, a construct that can be moved in any direction. Once you believe with action, time can be manipulated by attention. If one does not believe one can manipulate time, time will follow suit with what you believe. But isn't that true about reality? You may want to read the currently revised paper in the European Physical Journal, one of the several research papers published on the subject, named Time Crystals from Minimum Time Uncertainty. Now, this particular paper talks about Planck time, which is a measurement of one Planck length in a vacuum that light can travel. In other words, the time it takes for one Planck length that light can pass across. This measurement is named after Max Planck. Yet no experiment to this date has examined Planck time directly. Nevertheless, studies are redefining how we will someday understand time, changing the definition as we know it now. And yes, time and light ride on each other. Inside time can be spontaneously or consciously started, lengthened, shortened, continuously flowing, or stopped. We can travel back in time to change it. We can change something in the present to change the past. Time can go backward and forward into the future. But I would warn to do all this with caution, and this is something that should be left for the adept. Cause and effect can be flipped. Thus, first effect can happen before cause. Thus, it is possible to journey into the future and witness how the future caused the past. As you will experience, there are several ways to work within the time construct. Utilizing these applications, everything can be in more than one place at the same time. This is when we get into studying potentials or probables. Then time, just like matter, will change if it knows it is being watched or measured or evaluated. In other words, our focus changes matter and time. I like what Andrew Truscott, one of the researchers that published a paper from the Australian National University. He cited, quote, "Reality does not exist unless we are looking at it," close quote. So all this is possible because we are working with a precept that was created to help us work within this physical reality system for now, which means there is another mode, which is timelessness, the place where there is no false construct, a place outside time. Think of time as a large sphere, and there are physical principles that run this sphere. Then there is everything else outside this sphere that as conscious beings we can travel here as well to begin our journey to outside the sphere or of time, always remembering everything inside this sphere and outside this sphere is inside us. Because we are consciousness, we are inside this time, outside time. We are omnipresent. We are already everywhere and everything. We are trying to remember how to be. Saying all this, time does not exist. We, in fact, are timeless. I believe in present accepted knowledge, there is much more that can be known. It is a matter of time. We return to the active practice of meditation, for we are transcended and developed through the most real thing we own. We are our imagination. Our imagination is one of the most important things that shows us so many worlds. We began through a single imagination. We grew through the same. Now the 11 sacred vivifications. What does vivification mean? The word means to brighten or to give life. Because I do think that time and light are partners, though I believe light is forever. The universe has given 11 keys from which to select and master or utilize all 11 to cause our lives to become more enlivened or to recognize that it already is alive and full. 1. Imagination. 2. Controlled thought. 3. Hyper-awareness. 4. Dream. 5. Memory. 6. Meditation. 7. Pure heart. 8. Symbol. 9. Empathy. 10. Trust. 11. Divine love. Through imagination, controlled thought, hyper-awareness, and dream, where we discover our ancient and future memories, it is through meditation where we decipher our unique language, our lost code. For this reason, deity, our ancestors, totems, and spirit guides have always accompanied us along with everything created under the sun to help us remember who we are and our code, so humanity may continue to evolve at a higher vibration. All of humanity is needed for the next evolutionary leap. Every child, every woman, every man has an equal responsibility to usher in and grow this great work, to usher in the magical mind through meditation. Symbol is our largest key of the 11 vivifications. We have many helpers. An example is our spirit guides and our ancestors, which are always with us. Thus, it behooves us to enter into a deeper partnership with them. Some folks do not see the need to meditate regularly in their life. With this one statement, There are at least 11 reasons why it is beneficial to meditate. Meditation is not only beneficial to you, but your family and the sphere of influence you live and work. But just so you know, you are meditating right now. Each vivification is not separate from time, yet each vivification is timeless, and all unfold in your perfect timing. Until next time, blessed be.